Well, hello again, everybody. It is John from WrestleScope. I'm going to apologize here. Hold on. We're still in the midst of getting everything set up. Trying desperately to get everything organized here. There we go. All right. How's everybody doing? Oh, nope. The broadcast has started. There we go. All right. Let's do this. We're going to adjust. We're going to reassemble. There we go. Good to see all of you folks once again. I know it's been a long time. A Hunter, I'll get to that question momentarily, but I want to talk about what happened last night. I want to talk about the leaked footage. Footage gate. Maybe we should call it footage gate from from AEW. Before I do any of that, though, please, wherever you're watching, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Twitch, if you're on Twitter tonight, if you're on TikTok, please follow the account, like, subscribe, follow, click the like, double tap on TikTok, whatever it may be, would greatly appreciate it. Don't know how long I'm going to be on tonight. On TikTok, you guys will notice I do, if you look, I do have a goal set. It is my birthday month. April is my birthday month. So trying to set some goals here for whatever. All right. I'm going to right out of the gate here. I was apprehensive about what was going to happen last night on Dynamite with the backstage footage. I really thought it was going to be, they're going to do typical Young Bucks. It's going to be something goofy. It's going to be something stupid. Well, it obviously wasn't, in a way. They did show the security footage. They did do it. There was no audio. It was a very awkward silence. But before we get into that, let's talk about just the whole surroundings of everything that they did last night. And quite honestly, it was garbage. It was all put together to build more for this match between the Young Bucks and FTR. That's all it was. And quite honestly, and I know I'm not the only one out there, because the main reaction I have seen in the last 24 hours since this happened is CM Punk is looking like he was right with what he said last week. I believe it was Ariel Helwani that posted the side-by-side of, Punk talking about the situation and then the footage. He did both together, and it kind of synced up. The first question I had coming out of the gate last night was, what did Jack Perry say to CM Punk to get him to react the way he did? It had to have been something. And from the sounds of it, from the sounds of what CM Punk has been saying, is Jack Perry's kind of cocky. And he's not. CM Punk is not the only one that said it. There have been multiple people that have come out over the course of the last few months and talked about Jack Perry's attitude. This whole situation, it could have been prevented. Should CM Punk have reacted the way he did? Probably not. Okay? I'm not going to be 100% in defense of CM Punk here. Now, I'm a person that, I've got a little bit of a hot head myself. I tend to, sometimes fly off the handle a little bit. Not to the way of what CM Punk did. I'm going to adjust my camera here one more time, just a tiny bit. Nope. I kind of liked it the way it was before. Sorry about that. All right. Anyways, CM Punk is not blameless in this situation. Being the veteran, being older, he should have handled the situation better. He should not have physically gone after Jack Perry. But again, We don't know what Jack Perry actually said to CM Punk. Depending on what was said, maybe he finally snapped, like, you know what, this kid needs to get his ass kicked. I don't know. But I personally think in this situation, AEW, they should have just let it go. And they didn't. They had to poke the bear. They had to stir the pot even more. Before anybody jumps in here and says, now, wait a second, John, hold on. CM Punk is the one that went on Ariel Helwani's podcast and talked about this. Keep in mind, I said this on TikTok a few days ago when this whole thing started. CM Punk did not do this on WWE programming. This was not on Raw. This was not on SmackDown. This was not on WrestleMania. This was not on WWE social media. This was on a completely separate and independent interview podcast. And it was a direct question that was asked of him about this situation. And he answered it as truthfully as he could in CM Punk's mind. Now, do I know, was he telling the truth or not? No, I wasn't there. I don't know. Okay, but all that being said, what he said happened, and when you watch the video footage, you can see how it could match up. And quite honestly, if anybody came out of this looking bad, it's AEW. Jack Perry looks weak. Tony Khan, for his comments of saying he feared for his life. Okay, CM Punk did not lunge at him. He went angrily in his direction. And again, if CM Punk is telling the truth, and he basically told him this place is an S show, I effing quit, and he walked off. If CM Punk really wanted to attack Tony Khan, he would have jumped the table. He would have blew past everything and went after him. CM Punk is not that stupid. He may be a hothead. He may have a short fuse. He's not that stupid. Okay? And if he quit on the spot, the whole investigation and Bryan Danielson being involved and him getting fired, it's all BS at that point. But the fact of the matter that AEW went down this road, not only in response to what CM Punk said, but to help promote a tag team championship match against two guys that are supposedly friends of CM Punk, yet, I don't know, their actions over the last couple of weeks makes you question their loyalty to CM Punk. I don't know. I think it was the dumbest thing they could have done. They look absolutely stupid. Now, I haven't seen any of the ratings numbers, any of the viewership numbers yet. I planned on looking that up today. I didn't get a chance to. I wouldn't be surprised if the first hour, maybe they got over 800,000 viewers, maybe even close to 900,000. But I'd be willing to bet after that segment, after that god-awful segment with the Young Bucks, a lot of people turned the channel. A lot of people turned the program off. People that were there just out of curiosity may not come back again. Dedicated viewers to AEW, I think they're still going to hang on into that 700,000 to 800,000 viewers every week territory. I think they will. But they're never going to get back to the million plus that they had before. They just can't do it. even with adding Mercedes Moné, Will Ospreay, Okada, it's just not that good of a product right now. And I am not, a WWE defender. I am a pro wrestling fan. I watch Raw and SmackDown every week. I watch Dynamite and Collision every week. Rampage when I can. I watch TNA every week. I watch as much as I can. I don't watch NWA anymore because I think it's trash. I am a pro wrestling fan. Any of you that have been following my accounts for a long time know I will be critical of WWE. I will come out here and be critical against WWE. I will praise AEW when they do things right. The way in ring, the way they've presented Will Ospreay has been fantastic. I will get into his interview last night as well, which was absolutely cringeworthy. But even before they showed the backstage footage last night, if you DVR'd, if you recorded Dynamite last night, watch the commentator segment just before they went to the Young Bucks and look at Tony Schiavone. Tony Schiavone, the ultimate professional, the great veteran that he is, as many years as he's been in this business, he looked like he wanted to throw up. He looked sick to his stomach over what was about to be aired. Taz looked pissed too. Excalibur was the only one that talked during that lead up. I think Taz was pissed. I think Tony Schiavone was just absolutely embarrassed. And I am so thankful that Jim Ross was not there for this, because that man has been through enough in his career. He didn't need to be a part of that crap. Okay. This is on the levels of 2000, 2001 WCW. This is a desperation play for AEW because they realize that they're getting their asses handed to them every week. The numbers for their weekly shows as far as attendance are abysmal. Yeah, they're doing fine for their pay-per-views, but when you're struggling to sell 3,000 to 5,000 tickets to your weekly shows, what's that telling you? What is that telling you? Now, there could be a number of things involved in this. And one thing that really came to mind for me, and I'll get to some of your comments and questions here in just a second. Maybe Wednesday nights are tough. It's the middle of the week. Maybe it's difficult for people to be able to come out to these shows on a Wednesday night. Monday nights has been the tradition for how many years for Monday Night Raw? Friday night, well, it's the beginning of the weekend. It makes sense. Saturday for Collision, okay, the numbers should be good there because it's Saturday night. But a middle of the week Wednesday night, that may be difficult. Maybe AEW needs to look at moving nights. Do you move to a Thursday? I don't know. I think the in-ring product overall in AEW has been really good. It's had its fumbles. Currently, this whole Chris Jericho hook thing is an absolute disaster. Oh, hey, Chris, you bring up a great question. What was worse than last night or Fake Razor? All right, Fake Razor, Fake Diesel was absolute trash. But keep in mind, look back at the time that this happened, okay? WCW was practically at its peak, okay? This was the beginning of the NWO, and WWE was struggling. And somebody backstage thought, well, you know what? If Scott Hall and Kevin Nash want to show up on another show, you know what? We still have Diesel and Razor. And the fact that they put JR out there as the guy that was bringing him in, that just, I still think last night was the bigger mistake, quite honestly, because it was, both of those things were reactionary to something else happening, but it was, you're bringing up something from 7 months ago. Okay. 7 months ago. Sweet Kingman from Cannes. CM Punk and Drew McIntyre are going to be a match. Yes. SummerSlam. If CM Punk is medically cleared, it'll be SummerSlam. Let's go back over here to YouTube. Hang on a second. Got to get the mouse working. Oh, Mizzy, what is up, my friend? Good to see you. I'm doing well. I know it's been a long time since I've done a live. I'm sorry. I felt this was the appropriate time. Okay. Yeah, Eric, I've been a fan since the beginning. You know, since the very first Dynamite. I used to watch Dark and Dark Elevation every week. Loved it. It's just not so good anymore. And you know who I'd love to hear from on this, but is not going to comment on it because he's too smart? Cody Rhodes. What does Cody Rhodes think of all this? I truly believe, and I've said this before, and I'm going to stand on this mountain, Cody Rhodes left AEW not to finish his story in WWE, not to win the title that his dad never could have won. He was tired of the indie childish BS that was going on with the Young Bucks and Tony Khan. I'm not going to lump Kenny Omega into that right now because, you know, I don't know how much he's been involved in it, but, you know, you go from, as Eric Bischoff puts it, he puts it perfectly. You know, it's indie-rific. You know, Tony Khan is so focused on indie, you know, the indie style of wrestling, and that's what the Young Bucks have always been. There's been those indie guys, you know, the indie darlings, and that's how that whole organization is run. And when you've got wrestlers basically running the company, what the heck do you think is going to happen? Exactly what's happening here. And Cody Rhodes was smart enough to get the heck out. I really wish he could have took his brother with him. I really wish he could have took Dustin with him. You know, he's biding his time. I think when Dustin's contract is up, he's going to leave and go off into the sunset. Okay. Yeah, Chris, it does show desperate booking. You ask about MJF. Boy, you know, if MJF has not signed a new deal, which I think he has, I'm sure he has, he's got to be regretting right now. He has to be just looking at this. Ice King, what's up, brother? You and I got to talk, man. I saw your video that you said that you were banned from live for a month. We got to talk about that. Yeah, so just back to the main topic at hand. Again, AEW dropped the ball here. Not just by showing this footage last night, but by using it as a catalyst and, you know, what happened as an excuse for why they lost to FTR and All In. Really? Well, you know, we couldn't get hydrated and we couldn't pray and we were focused on being EVPs and not wrestlers. And shut the hell up. Oh. Hunter, okay, let me jump back on this. Okay, I did see. I have not heard about that, about Hook testing free agency. I'd be worried for him right now. I mean, the kid has all the talent in the world. He still needs to clean some things up in the ring. His promos are getting better. I don't know if he would go anywhere else because I'm sure he likes being with his dad. And, his dad is solidified in AEW right now. I think if he signed with WWE, he'd obviously go to NXT. But would that kind of take away the cachet of Hook? They'd give him a new name. It would be totally different. Anything's possible, though. Anything is possible. Okay, Mama Aunt Nikki. Okay, she says here on TikTok, wrong answer. AEW is much better than WWE. Sorry, Cody should have stayed with AEW wrestling. Well, let's see. Cody just main evented for the second year in a row, WrestleMania. Cody won back-to-back Royal Rumbles. Cody sold more merchandise than anybody over WrestleMania weekend. And now he's the WWE champion. You think he should have stayed in AEW, huh? I don't. Yes, Chris, you are right. Jack Perry is crushed after last night because you know what's going to happen. If you watched Dynamite and you listened, all you heard were CM Punk chants. CM Punk, a guy that doesn't work for AEW anymore, he works for WWE, was getting loud chants at an AEW show. What do you think's going to happen when Jack Perry comes back? Jack Perry's he's not going to get the Dominic Mysterio treatment. He's not even going to get X-Pac treatment. He's going to get treated like trash. Nobody's going to care about Jack Perry. Now, I'll tell you, I wish I was going to be in Chicago on Friday night because New Japan Strong is going to be in Chicago for Windy City Riot, and Jack Perry is going to be wrestling there. And he's going to be trying to put over this whole scapegoat gimmick. Take what's going to happen in Chicago on Friday night and put that onto national TV. That's what's going to happen. This is a time I'm probably most disappointed now. I had April 12th on my calendar for a long time, and I can't go. I wish I could. If I was able to make the drive down from Milwaukee to Chicago, I would be there in a heartbeat because, first of all, it's going to be a phenomenal show. But second of all, I want to be there to witness the reaction that Jack Perry gets. Okay, Mama and Nikki, wait. Okay, for my YouTube and Twitter friends here, yes, because the CEO for AEW Wrestling is much better than WWE Wrestling is why Cody never should have gone. Okay, you don't like. Okay, let me ask you this question. You keep referring to the CEO of WWE. Are you talking Nick Khan? Are you talking Triple H? Who are you talking about? Okay. Nick Khan is an incredible businessman. Look what that man has done with WWE in the few years he's been there. Triple H has taken the company during an extremely difficult time with everything that's gone on with Triple H or with Vince McMahon. And he helped make possibly the greatest WrestleMania ever. It wasn't perfect, but it was darn close to it. Okay? All right, let's go back over to YouTube here. Yeah, Sean Spears got to keep his name, but that's different though, because and with established stars, they're more likely to do it. Hook, no offense, is not an established star. Okay. Okay. Pale, I know you're on Twitch. I don't need spam messages in there. So thank you very much. Appreciate that. Yes, the Ice King, I agree with you 100%. AEW airing that video makes him look petty, makes Tony Khan look petty. Tony Khan is showing that he is a wrestling fan with a big checkbook, and always has been. One of the things that talk to indie guys. Talk to indie guys that work for smaller promotions, and you'll always hear, or indie promoters will always talk about the tax refund promoters, the guys that come into a little bit of money and think that they can run wrestling shows. And Tony Khan is the billionaire version of that. Give him some money, put him together with a couple of guys, and he thinks he can run a company. Now, AEW has been successful in its 5 years. AEW has changed the landscape of professional wrestling for better. It has forced WWE to become better because of that competition. Just like WCW did back in the middle to late 1990, from that 95 to 98, 99 era right there, both promotions forced each other to do better. And that's what AEW has done for WWE. Now, AEW they've done well, but now they're starting to fumble the ball. And these fumbles are happening more and more. And it makes you wonder how much of an impact that Cody Rhodes leaving is having on that. Cody Rhodes, who grew up in the industry, whose dad was a promoter, was a booker, was a trainer, did everything. And Cody learned from that. He learned from what his dad did. Okay. I want to see AEW succeed. A successful AEW is best for all wrestling fans because, again, that's going to push WWE not to be complacent, but to be better, to continue to be better, to continue to improve. If AEW falters, it's a bad thing for the world of professional wrestling, not just for the fans, but for the wrestlers. AEW has given wrestlers an opportunity that if things are not succeeding for them in WWE, they have another marquee place to go. Though TNA has done very well with that. The independent scene has done well with that. Hey, y'all know I am not a fan of Matt Cardona. I think he's one of the most annoying pieces of garbage on the planet, but the dude has done so well for himself since he got released from WWE. He is making more money than he ever did in WWE. He's a big name wherever he goes. He's taken advantage of opportunities. But if AEW wasn't around, some of those opportunities may not be there. Okay. Chris, that is a great question. Do I think the COVID era actually helped AEW? Boy, I'd have to think back on, some of the shows that they did. Just like WWE, they struggled with the no fans until they went to Thunderdome. I personally loved Thunderdome. I thought that was really cool. I really thought it was cool. But getting fans back, it was so much better. AEW, they did a lot of empty arena shows. Then they transitioned to Daly's Place, and did things in the open air there, which helped them. I think in essence, though, it did end up hurting them. It really did. Okay, yeah. More wrestlers have been going to AEW. Yeah, because Tony Khan he's had the open checkbook. He's had the open checkbook, and now they have this bloated roster. They've had to release wrestlers. He's been trying to throw people over to Ring of Honor, which nobody's watching. Yeah, it's been a hot mess. Yes, the houses were huge because, yeah, again, people wanted to go out. People wanted to be at the shows. They wanted to be there in public. They were tired of sitting at home. Okay, this is an interesting one from Hunter. Okay. Have you heard that Vince Russo is hoping TKO fire Triple H creatively because he's married to Stephanie and they want to fire everybody that is connected to Vince McMahon? First of all, Vince Russo is a blithering idiot. Okay. He's a guy that, his 15 minutes of fame ended 20 years ago, and the guy just can't let it go. His opinions are trash. Okay. You put Vince Russo and Ryback together, and of course Vince Russo hopes Triple H gets fired because he's an idiot. Okay. Triple H is not going to get fired because he's married to Stephanie McMahon. Okay. Stephanie McMahon being back at WrestleMania proves that even though Vince McMahon's name is, in the pantheon of Chris Benoit right now, Stephanie is fine. TKO would not have allowed her to go in the ring and introduce night 2 of WrestleMania and be out there if there were any issues. How many times did Vince Russo say bro? If it was just that long sentence there, probably 16 times. Here's my invitation. Bro, TKO needs to fire Triple H, bro. Creatively, because, bro, he's married to Stephanie McMahon, bro. And they wanted to fire everyone, bro. That's connected to Vince McMahon, bro. That's what it would be. Good to see you, Brian. All right. Oh, hold on. I think I missed something here on TikTok. Hold on. I got to go back here. Okay, Alex. Oh, whoops. Whoa. Wait, what in the world? Yeah. Okay. I don't know what just happened here. There we go. Oh my goodness, that was weird. Alex, I don't know if Stephanie is technically back in the corporate structure right now. She left, obviously things going on. She was referred to as corporate official number 3 or 4 in the Janelle Grant lawsuit. I don't know if she's actually back in the corporate structure. Okay. Tyler, we'll make it happen, brother. We'll make it happen. All right. We'll have to figure it out. Okay. The wrestling should be on a regular cable channel. Okay. Which wrestling? WWE is on USA. Raw's on USA, though it's going to be switching over to Netflix in January. SmackDown will be moving to USA, right? After it leaves Fox. And AEW is on TNT and TBS. Okay. I'm not a huge fan of Raw going to Netflix, but my family wants to get Netflix, so now I've got another excuse for it. Is what it is. All right, so I'll be interested to see here once again with back to the backstage footage, back to the whole thing with Jack Perry and CM Punk. I'll be curious to see, first of all, what the overnight viewership numbers were for Dynamite, and more importantly, the quarter-hour breakdown. I'll be interested to see that. Technically, TNA Wrestling is on cable TV. They are on Access TV, and that is a cable network. It's not a huge network, but it's a cable network. I watch them on YouTube, honestly, because I don't get Access TV. Wish I did, but I watch it on YouTube, and it's just fine. And it's nice because it doesn't have any commercials. A 2-hour show can be seen in just a shade under an hour and a half. Yep. Yes, NXT is moving to the CW, which that'll be interesting. That will be interesting because that is technically an over-the-air channel. They have the ability to be able to get into more households, but moving from USA, which is a huge cable network, to a third-tier broadcast channel, yeah, I don't know. TNA does need a new TV deal. I think what's hurting them is being on Access TV. If they could get a halfway decent cable deal, that would be huge for them. And I honestly think they could give AEW a run for their money. I really do. Because a lot of the content in TNA is fantastic. Had Scott D'Amore still been there, I think it could have happened. But now that Scotty D'Amore is gone, it makes you wonder just how strong it can be. A Fox network, they're not going to go back into wrestling again, unless they would go with a TNA, something smaller. And I really don't see Fox giving prime time to anything else. Though I don't know. I don't know what they're going to put in on those Friday nights. That's 2 hours of 2 million viewers a week that they're not going to have anymore on Fox. I don't know what they're going to put in there. I really don't. Yeah, Death Below 82. I agree with you. I think NXT fans are going to help CW. I would love to see, NXT has been getting what? They've been averaging what? Probably about 600,000 viewers a week on USA. I'd love to see them get into the 700 to 800,000 viewers a week. They've definitely got, the talent there. The storylines have been fantastic. If CW really pushes advertising them, not just on TV, but on social channels, if they push them on social channels, my concern is you are not going to have the cross promotion with Raw anymore because they're not going to be on the same channels. You would get great cross promotion, which has helped NXT. So we'll see. We'll see. ABC, no. Well, it's possible. You know, Disney owns ABC and ESPN. It's not going to happen anytime soon, with WWE at least. TNA right now is not going to get a major, like a mega TV deal. It is going to be their next step is not going to be another small cable network, bigger than Access, but not as big as a TNT TBS, and ESPN, USA, anything like that. But anything's possible. It really depends on what Anthem Entertainment is doing. Do they have anybody internally that is really, really pushing it? And the question too is, are they paying for the time on Access TV, or is Access paying them? If you want to get a really good media deal, you're going to want a network to pay you to be on their network. Just like, AEW and WWE have. WWE doesn't pay to be on, USA or Fox, or Netflix or CW. Those networks are paying WWE. AEW is not paying TNT and TBS to be on their networks. Okay. If TNA has to pay somebody to be on their network, it's counterintuitive. They're better off on doing everything strictly on YouTube then, and on social media, and building their platform there, making it big. And then in 2025, 2026, then you try getting some sort of a paid media rights deal. Weekly, nightly shows for AEW? No. They're struggling enough to be able to present three shows, 6 hours a week, plus Ring of Honor as well. If Tony Khan would get a creative team in there, creative writers, maybe. I still think Rampage needs to go away. I think they made a huge mistake by eliminating Dark and Dark Elevation. They should have kept that, because that could have been their NXT, their developmental ground. And it doesn't cost anybody to watch it there. You can watch it anytime. It boosts your YouTube viewership numbers then. No. Weekly show or nightly shows? Absolutely not. We've got wrestling every night of the week. Every single night of the week, if you think about it. And think about when, weeks that we have multiple pay-per-views. It's not hard to find wrestling 7 days a week, which drives my wife nuts. She hated it enough when there was two shows on Monday, Thunder on Thursday, SmackDown two shows on Monday, SmackDown on Tuesday, Thunder on Thursday. That was bad enough. And now you look at the hot mess we're in. Okay. Well, Ring of Honor, when Sinclair Broadcasting owned it, they syndicated a lot of it. Most of it was shown on Saturdays and Sundays on their channels across the board. But now that it's on their streaming platform, which was another dumb thing Tony Khan did. Ring of Honor should have been YouTube only for a year or two and build that up. Don't put it on a platform where you got to pay. I'm not paying $9.99 a month for that. I'm sorry. There's only so many $9.99s that can go around. And no offense, Ring of Honor is just not worth it. Okay? All right. we've been all over the board on this. This has been fun. But I'm gonna get going. I still need to eat dinner, and my family just got home. So thank you everybody for tuning in. I don't know when I'm gonna be back on live again. Hopefully we can talk about something more positive than this clown show that happened last night on Dynamite. We shall see. Death Below, thank you very much. Tyler, Brian, Hunter, Omizzy, thank you very much. Appreciate all the comments and the likes. You guys are awesome. Again, follow me on all my platforms. TikTok is my big platform. TikTok and Twitter are my two big platforms. If you're subscribed on YouTube, you notice a lot of my content lately has just been TikTok sent over to YouTube just to be able to keep the channel going. But definitely if you're not following me on TikTok, it is WrestleScope TV on TikTok, as it says there on the screen, as you can see on YouTube and on Twitch and on Twitter. And if you're on TikTok right now, follow me on it. You can actually click my bio and you can go to my link tree. Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitch are all in there. They're all in there. So please follow me on all those platforms. But like I said, Twitter and TikTok are my two big ones right now. That's where most of my content is going. And what I might do, I may let me know in the comments. Do you like the card packs that I've been doing recently? Something I got just kind of fell into my lap, and have started doing that just for fun. Probably not going to do the baseball ones on this channel anymore. I think I'm going to do those on my personal channel, on my John Kurosawa channel, but I'm going to stick with the wrestling ones here on this TikTok channel. So, all right. Thank you very much for tuning in. Hey, Tyler, I am going to be in touch with you. All right. We need to talk. We definitely need to talk. But thank you again for tuning in. Like, subscribe, follow, hit the notification bell on YouTube and Twitch so you can be updated every time that we are live on this channel. I'm John from WrestleScope. Thank you very much. Enjoy wrestling.